So I got a little update on little Payten, the kid that's been with us for like the last 3 days. And try to delete these off my phone real quick. So yesterday I was chatting through Facebook app chat to the father, and he said, he was going to send this person down from Tennessee. It's the mother side of the child's aunt, whatever. And I'm like, well, we don't know this person. We've never seen this person. Payten doesn't know them, has never seen them. And I know you're telling me through Facebook chat, release my kid to that stranger. We're not willing to do that. And by the way, while I'm typing to you, your son just said, and I put it in quotes, nobody cares about me. And I let him know that. You need to hear that as a father. Let that sink in a little bit. And he actually said that. And I was sitting there, our neighbor, we were filling her in on the story. She was standing there. Our other friend was here, and my wife. We're all right there. We all heard him say it. So last night, so he said, well, I'll come tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow. I'm the guardian. I said, well, that's what we want. We'd rather have you here. And if that person's with you, so be it. That's fine. But we don't know this person. And I know you're telling me there's somebody, but the law says we don't have to do that. The law states the parent or guardian, and that's what we're going to follow. And he goes, I'll be there tomorrow. I'll come get him tomorrow. All right. So last night, the kid he sleeps in one of my kids' rooms on a bunk bed, and Emily was in there with him. And it was like 10 o'clock. I'm like, all right, time for bed, And usually it's 9 o'clock for him, but whatever. It was 10 o'clock. I'm like, I better go down there and check. So they were already in the room. I opened the door, and they're down there coloring, just her and him, Emily and him. And they're like, oh, Daddy, can we just finish this? I'm like, yeah, all right, yeah, finish it, then go to bed. All right. They're down there quiet, coloring on one final page. All right. So this morning, Emily let us know, because she heard I think she was out there too when he said, nobody cares about me. So Emily said, you don't think anybody loves you? He goes, no, nobody loves me. So she started giving him a list of people who love him. I love you, my mom and dad love you, Lisa and Pat love you, and I don't know who all she said, but he started crying. This 5-year-old kid starts crying when Emily let him know which one of us loves him. Basically all the ones she mentioned. I don't know that she mentioned his father, of course. I don't know. I doubt she would have said that. But a lot of times you would think you would automatically, oh, well, your parents love you, but if that's a lie and you don't really feel it yourself, oh, but it's for the betterment of the child, let them know their parent loves them. Well, you could say that all you want, but the kid knows. Any kid will know. Oh, yeah, you can say that. My parents don't love me. Like, they're going to know. I don't think Emily said that. Because I'm pretty sure she just said, my family, Pat and Lisa, my wife's mom, And she was here last night. She stayed with us last night. My mother-in-law. So I decide, we told them, call it whenever you're coming, make sure you call us. Call us and let us know you're on your way. That way we definitely know we're here, blah, blah, blah. Not to mention, I want to be here. So I'm sitting here today. I've been in the house all day yesterday. Don't even think I left the property at all. I'm like, I'm a little hungry. I got to go for a little cruise, take the Tesla out, and I'm going for a cruise, and go grab something to eat. So while I'm out eating, text from Evelyn. He's here. He just showed up with this lady, aunt, whatever, whoever, and it's not an aunt. It's a friend of his family, which is what we thought. It's not a blood relative, anyways. And even if it was, because I said, if it's the aunt, I'm gonna need some proof that it's really the aunt, because again, I'm not releasing the kid to some strange person. He doesn't know. We don't know. And that you just said go ahead and release it. I don't like that. You got to come. He goes, all right, I'll come. So he came with them. They went to pick him up, and then they came back to our house. So I'm out there, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, he just showed up, and you're not here." I'm like, "Oh Christ." So I'd already left to come back home, and right when I got her text, so I'm like, "All right, good thing I brought the Tesla." So I got on the interstate, 110 mile an hour, woof, gone. Got to my main highway near my house. It wasn't going that fast, but faster than speed limit for sure. But I wasn't gonna go that fast on a regular one lane each way highway road. Not that. At least in the interstate, you can see miles ahead of you. There's not the potential of a car to come out and turn. From a side street. So I had to calm it down, but I got home pretty quick. Just make sure there's no problems. And they were all everything was fine. I mean, he was happy. He's like, I know I was a little bit testy with you guys. Like you're getting in my way. I'm like, get me see my son. He's like, but he's like, I know you guys, Joe. I remember you when you had more hair on your head. We were jet skiing over there, and I know my kid was in a good spot. I know he was safe over here. I just, I don't know. I just, I had thought long and hard about last night, and I probably, shouldn't have said a few of the things or whatever. He goes, but I thank you guys for watching them and blah blah blah. So he's gonna move. He's essentially got to stay here for some kind of court business, and I think he's been riding a motorcycle without a endorsement, and so he has to have that done. And they were like, you got to have this done by the weekend, for the court date next week. So he's been working on that, I guess. I don't know if that's what's keeping him here or whatever. But long story short, he's going to be going to North Carolina, which is actually where this. They had license plate from North Carolina on their car. It is a friend of the family, but even yesterday when I heard him tell me that, I kind of already had a knowing. I felt like whoever this is, I think would be good for the kid. It'd be fine if he lets them take him while he deals with the Florida stuff. They go back to North Carolina for a while, and then he decides, okay, now I'm coming up to North Carolina. He said, there's too much stuff happening down here in Polk County, and I need to leave I'm just going to go. I'm going to move up there. I've got a job lined up, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, I wish you the best of luck, man. Get your life turned around and everything. So the lady came. She had like a 15-year-old daughter. That was a twin. The other daughter was at home watching their younger son or something, of the lady from North Carolina. So I thought, well, I felt like I already felt, like she would be okay. I don't know what she looked like. I had no idea anything, but I kind of sensed like it'll still be okay for the kid if he goes over there. So once I got home and I saw them there, and I saw the 15-year-old and all that, and the mother and this other lady they had, that I don't know if they're related or friends. She lives in Clearwater. These are older women. These were not like his age. He's younger than I am, and I'm like, well, a little bit, I should say, a little younger than I am. So I was like, yeah, I don't feel too awfully bad about this. Like my instinct yesterday was confirmed, I guess. Like, okay, whether I had this kid or they had the kid, as long as the kid is in a decent home is all that matters. And we told him, we said, look, we're always here. Our house is always open if you need him to stay with us. Payten, not a problem. And of course, if he's going to North Carolina, that's not going to happen. They'll take care of him. So that happened, but just was so sad when Emily told me, he said nobody loves me. Emily starts rapping off, well, I love you, and my dad loves you, my mom loves you, and Yaya loves you, and Pat and Lisa love you, and he started crying. Like almost like that was the first time in his life he ever heard those words. But I already know Pat and Lisa tell him they love him all the time. I even heard Pat over the phone when she was at the hospital talking to him and saying, all right, I love you, So they say it. But if it's not coming from your own family, your mom or dad, that's the one that counts the most. And I think maybe that's, what he was been thinking about the whole time, this kid. And then Emily just said, no, I love you, and they love you, and they just started crying. So the dad came with the people, his friends, and he was just bawling, I don't want to leave. Of course, it's like Disneyland at my house. All the gaming stuff. I mean, at the same time, like last 3 days, Like, from dusk till dawn, that's all this kid wants to do is, play video games. So I'm like, God, I'm going to have to change my schedule a little bit for this kid. So, that's Papa. He may have some stories. Stand by.